It is time now for Better Money with Joel Johnson. Today we are talking about Joel's new book. He is a certified financial planner and managing partner at Johnson-Brunetti. Exciting to have you here with your new book, The Wealthy Think Differently.
The wealthy think very differently. And I should say most wealthy think differently, not everyone. But we want to talk about that today. And what is the different mindset that people that have a lot of money that's different? How is it different than people that don't have a lot of money? And there's some real misconceptions around when somebody is wealthy, how they think.
Yeah, okay, so let's just talk about it, because the idea is if we know how a wealthy person thinks and then you copy some of those behaviors and those thought patterns, you can do a little better in your own finances. What did you find, say, in common among wealthy people?
Well, what's in common among most wealthy people is they have a mindset of abundance. They don't have this scarcity mindset. And let me explain what that means. A lot of times we'll get together for, I have to be careful here, for family gatherings, okay? And some members of the family feel like, you know, there's just not enough to go around. The wealthy kind of ripped other people off, or they feel like, you know, insurance companies are trying to rip me off and all that. They kind of have this scarcity mindset. We don't see that around most wealthy. Most wealthy people think there's enough to go around. They have just a much more relaxed attitude when it comes to money.
Okay, so the relaxation is important, because if you have a lot of fear around money, you tend to make bad decisions.
Well, that's correct. And if you have this attitude that anytime you're spending money, it's bad, that can lead to a lot of bad decisions, buying, you know, crummy stuff around your house that's not going to last, buying a car that's going to break down, and so on. So there's a balance here. But making decisions coming from a place of abundance, that there is enough to go around, and relaxing about it, that just makes a huge difference in people's lives.
So this is the million-dollar question. How do you change your thoughts? Some people grew up, you know, in scarcity, where they didn't have a lot of money. Their parents were poor, or they're really looking at the numbers and say, I'm struggling. How do I think about abundance?
Yeah, and I don't mean to minimize that at all. There is a huge part of this that comes around to the way we were brought up. My grandfather grew up during the Depression. It doesn't matter how many books he read, it would not matter. He remembers being dirt poor. But we can at least get some education and look around, maybe with a different view towards life and towards the wealthy, because some wealthy are very, very giving, very generous people. And I think it helps to study the way they think, so that maybe we can make us move in the right direction.
Okay, and so this is really about the book. If you read this, you're going to have a different idea, and you can change some of the programming. That's the good thing, right? We can change how we look at money, and that can help change our situation.
And there's been so many books written on mindset lately, some really heavy, heavy books by Harvard and Yale psychologists that prove that this is absolutely correct, that your mindset means so much more than some of your behaviors.
Right. Well, hey, you want to learn how to be a great golfer, you read what the great golfers do.
Right.
So, hey, you can read how the wealthy think differently. It is Joel's new book, The Wealthy Think Differently. You go to bettermoneystv.com, and you'll give this to people.
We'll give it to people. I'm excited about it. We want to give away as many copies as possible to our viewers.
And it's free, so you'll feel wealthy.
Right, exactly.
Thanks, Joel. That's Better Money.